Don't ask me, I'm not a scientist. Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. So let's talk new makeup releases. It is Sunday again, it's Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. I did record a video in collaboration with Reagan Plays With Makeup. I'm gonna link it down below, but I talked about all of my favorite Valentine's Day palettes. So if you're looking for some Valentine's Day content, go ahead and check that out. But today's not all about Valentine's Day, even though it is Valentine's Day. I'm here to talk about everything new that's coming out in the makeup world. So I went through the Trend Mood page, Indie Mood, other new makeup pages on Instagram. I saved a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about today, so here we go. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit, leave a little room up here to post pictures of all the things I'm talking about today, and I'll be right back. All right, that's better. So let's dive right in. All right, so Sugarpill, it's a brand that I have not tried anything from. They've had a few things that look interesting to me. Nothing that I've really wanted that badly, but they do have a collection of 3 pressed eyeshadows. So there's a coral, a warm champagne with green duochrome, and a matte red, and then there are some new lip colors as well. So some liquid lips. They look really pretty. I'm not interested in any of these. I'm not looking to buy any really new lip products or single shadows. I find lip products right now I'm just not getting a lot of use out of other than taking pictures for Instagram photos. And single shadows just tend to get lost in my collection. So they look pretty, but nothing that I'm interested in grabbing. Right, Too Faced. So last week we talked about Too Faced and the Lady Balls lipstick. This week they have, surprise, a super neutral palette release. So this is the Teddy Bear palette. It looks pretty, I mean kind of pinky tone neutrals, but who needs another neutral palette? And then it looks like a highlighter or a face powder that's shaped like a teddy bear. I don't know who the packaging is geared towards with Too Faced. Some of it I find cute and fun, some of it I find just really too young for me to want to pick up. But yeah, another neutral collection. So, alright, Viseart. I really enjoy Viseart. So I have 3 of their Edit palettes and I really enjoy the formula. I enjoy Viseart as a brand. They have had other things that have called to me, but the price point is pretty high for Viseart, so that's why I only have the mini palettes. But they're releasing another one, it looks like in that size, I think, maybe. So it is the Paris Love Letter neutral with a pop of green, some kind of mauve tones. It really reminds me of the Sydney Grace Mel Thompson palette, the Tiny Marvels, and one of the ColourPop ones. I think maybe the Garden Variety. Okay, I'm gonna post a picture of all 3 of them so you can see how similar they look. That's really similar. So that pop of green just doesn't seem to go with the rest of it. I'm the type, like if I want a green shimmer, I need a green matte to go with it. This doesn't call to me. Midas Cosmetics is an indie brand that actually has some really beautiful palettes that have been released. I've never tried anything from them, but they have released a new collab palette with Capricorn. I don't know who Capricorn is, but it's a very colorful palette, very pretty. There are some really pretty deep mattes in here. It looks like it's maybe all mattes. Not really colors that I reach for, but it looks like a really pretty palette. So I do follow Midas Cosmetics because a lot of what they do is pretty to me and interesting. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the brand and see what else they come out with. All right, Melt Cosmetics. So I think it's been a little while since we've talked about Melt, maybe. I think I have a few things to talk about this week. But they have these, it's the Neutral Browns Petite Eyeshadow Stack. So I'm curious like how little this is because they have regular stacks that are like, I don't know, about that size. So these are littler and it's just all neutral browns. So all the way from like a very light, what would be a transition shade for me, all the way to a super deep brown. So I really like the range there. I mean, I don't find a need for the stacks when I have enough neutral shades, but you know, for someone that has maybe a more minimalist collection, this might be a nice option. Again, it's a really nice range from very light to very deep, so yeah, looks pretty. And also from Melt, it looks like they're releasing some lipsticks in their formula, which I've heard is a very nice formula. Ultra matte, and they are minis. Some ultra matte, some OG. But yeah, I'm curious to see how small these are. I like the idea of minis for lip products because I never finish a lipstick. I think in my 21 questions tag, I talked about how I still have a lipstick from like 2007 or 2008 that still has product in it. So I like the idea of minis. You know, I know the value probably isn't as good as a larger product, but if you never make it through a lip product, like I like to rotate and pick different shades and different finishes when I do use lip products, so I just never finish one. So I do like the idea of a mini for that. Right, so Midas Cosmetics released a picture of their Valentine's release. So it's in collaboration with Drench Cosmetics. I'm not sure who or what that is, but so it's a cake liner palette, which is kind of fun. 2 greens, a lot of pinks, a red, maybe a burgundy, and kind of a mid-tone yellowy brown. Not really shades that I would use as liners very often, but it's an interesting release. And then it looks like some lip products as well with that, a lip liner and lipstick set. So yeah, that's kind of fun. All right, Adept. So I missed out on the Plain Jane palette, partially by accident, partially by choice, because I don't need a 12 shade $68 palette, although their finishes look beautiful and shimmery and very special. So this is a new palette. It's the Ninhydrin palette. It's a scientific term, I think, something that appears purple. Don't ask me, I'm not a scientist. It looks really pretty. I'm curious to see swatches. I don't need a bunch of deeper shimmers. I don't use that many deep shimmers as I sit here wearing deep shimmers, but looks pretty. I'm still more curious in the Plain Jane, so that's still kind of on my makeup wish list, so we'll see what happens. All right, Chanel has a new, it looks like a highlighter release, so, or never mind, illuminating blush powder. So it looks like a really shiny blush. So rosy champagne color, $70 for like a highlighty blush. I know it's Chanel, but I don't really care. I'm not spending $70 on a blush or a highlighter, ever. Right, BH has another release. So last year, I feel like 2020 was BH's year. Like everything that I got from BH last year was beautiful. There's even a lot of products that I didn't pick up that I wanted to, that I heard wonderful things about. This year I haven't been really that excited about anything, and they just released, let's see, it's a BFF collab with Alondra Elsie. I'm not sure who that is, but it looks very light. Like the face palette looks very light, like it would maybe fit my skin tone and maybe someone slightly darker, but that's about it. And I'm super pasty. And the eyeshadows, while there are some interesting colors in there, again, it looks very, very light. There's 2 deep browns that in this picture look like the same shade of brown. Otherwise, very light and pastel-y. I'm not interested in that. All right, Nabla Cosmetics. So Nabla is another brand that I enjoy. I have a cutie palette that I really like and I want to try some more. But they are releasing a mascara and it has some kind of interesting packaging. It's like a panther, red eyes, or a cat, I don't know. But, I don't get excited about releases like that. I get excited about like blushes and eyeshadows and some lip products, not so much in the last year, but I don't know, a mascara release doesn't really excite me. Right, Beauty Creations has a Valentine's palette. Now this is what I consider like a well done Valentine's release. There's a really good range from light to dark, a good ratio of mattes to shimmers, and they're really pretty, like pinky red tones without being overly pink. There's a black in there, it looks like. The cheek products look pretty, but it's super affordable. The eyeshadow palette is $12, the blush duo is $6. I mean, it's a pretty release. I'm over Valentine's Day already because I did Valentine's looks the last couple weeks and I'm over it for a while, but this is pretty. All right, so Profusion, when I think of their eyeshadow palettes, I think of very like rectangular, you know, very simple. They have some beautiful color stories, really nice products for drugstore products. I mean, their big palettes are like $10, but they're releasing a Let's Do Brunch collection. So they have It looks like it's shaped like a waffle. And this palette, again, $10, which is a fantastic price. Lots of variety of colors. Not something that interests me at all, but it's only $10 and their products typically are pretty good quality. So yeah, not bad. All right, this one I'm so excited about. I already ordered it. I think it's going to get here on Wednesday, so I'm filming this Saturday. And it is the Nomad Shanghai palette. So I was right. I guessed Shanghai, I think after like the second clue. I think a lot of other people did too, but I still felt really good about that. But it is beautiful. It looks so unique. The shimmers, the mattes are very light, but they do have a matte black in there, so I feel like you can deepen up pretty much any look. But it just looks really pretty. So I am wearing my Nomad Iceland palette today. I did like kind of a grungy green eye, and this was the first Nomad palette that I ever tried, and I am in love. I'm tempted to like go back and purchase like the Tokyo palette, maybe the Berlin palette. I don't know. I don't need more, but I did order this one. So I'm very excited for this one to come and to play with it. The owners of this company are just fantastic. I've actually talked to them on Instagram quite a bit, and they're super responsive, very sweet. And yeah, I'm excited to get this and play with it and create some fun looks. All right, so this isn't so much a new release as kind of a little announcement. So Ulta and Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. So I guess I'm kind of surprised about that, just seeing how Jaclyn's company hasn't really had a lot of successes, but we'll see. There's nothing that has really called to me or wanted me to try, but I mean, good for her. That's exciting to be in Ulta, so yeah. Right, the Sephora brand has a release. It looks like kind of Valentine's-y, I guess, but it's the Cherry palette, so some kind of cherry reds and berry tones in here. $42. I haven't tried Sephora's brand for eyeshadows. I've tried some of their lip products and cheek products, but I don't know. I feel like for a store brand for $42 just seems like kind of a lot when they have, you know, luxury and high-end and other brands that are similar price. But tell me if I'm wrong, like maybe their quality is, you know, on par with those high-end brands that cost similar. But I don't know, the Sephora brand doesn't really excite me. All right, so another indie brand, I believe, makeupmaniacs. It's not a brand that I've heard of, but they are releasing the Green Goddess palette, and it looks really pretty. A lot of really pretty green tones with a couple pops of other colors. It's only $24, and this is really pretty. I've never seen this brand or heard about this brand, but I think this is a well done green palette. You have a range of shades with other colors that can complement it, so very pretty. All right, Vive Cosmetics. So that's, I think, Jamie Genevieve's brand. She had a palette released earlier, and now she has some blushes. So it looks like there's 5 cheek products. They're $23 a piece. A couple of these look really pretty, like the 3 on the bottom row there look really pretty, especially the one on the far left, kind of that richer burgundy color. But do I need a $23 blush? Probably not, but it does look really pretty. All right, Menagerie. So they've been teasing us with their Bat palette, and they released the color story. And I was kind of hoping this would be my first go at Menagerie, but it's just a purple palette. Like I was hoping, like based on the packaging, you know, maybe a pretty white in there, more of a yellow shade, maybe a couple tones of green, another brown tone. Like, it's not quite what I was expecting, so I will be passing on this, but I like the idea behind it, so I will continue to keep an eye on Menagerie and see if there's, you know, something else that calls to me this year. And last but not least, ColourPop didn't release anything this week, so that's exciting. So I think that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you've picked anything up or if you're planning on picking anything up, and I'll see you soon.